Local governments in Metro Manila have already begun preparations for the vaccine rollout. Let's hear now from San Juan City Mayor Francis Zamora. Mayor Zamora, thank you so much for joining us on The Final Word. Ready na po ba kayo? Ready na ba ang San Juan para sa vaccination process if the vaccines arrive in 2 weeks?
Okay, first of all, good evening, Rico, and thank you for having me on CNN. Let me share with all of you that the other night we had a meeting with the Metro Manila Council, and they told us that it is possible that Pfizer will be given to us here in Metro Manila. So we were informed that it is possible that each LGU will be allocated doses of Pfizer. So we immediately had to coordinate with cold storage companies in preparation for the deployment of Pfizer vaccine, because it will require -70 degrees to be able to keep the potency of the vaccine. So if you were able to track from last week, San Juan has signed an agreement with AstraZeneca for 100,000 doses of COVID-19 vaccine, good for 50,000 San Juaneños. But the handling is not too complicated because it only requires 2 to 8 degrees Celsius of refrigeration. So now that there's a possibility that Pfizer will be deployed here in Metro Manila, we are now in coordination with cold storage facilities. First of all, we do not plan to build nor buy any cold storage facility because we are only a small city. So what we are doing is we are coordinating with companies we can rent from, given the timeline that is being given to us, and also through the simulation that we did the last few days.
So Mayor,
we were able to see that for 20 minutes, we can be able to deploy the vaccine to our constituents. So we will not really take a long time, possibly just a few weeks. We can finish the priority list already and then proceed with the general population.
So you mentioned Pfizer may be distributed to San Juaneños most probably by early February. But will you, as you said last week, have yourself vaccinated when the vaccine arrives? Will you be the first one to have yourself immunized, to show an example to your fellow San Juaneños?
Okay, when I mentioned that I would be the first to be vaccinated, I was talking about the AstraZeneca vaccine, because that is the vaccine that San Juan procured. And also, I will just need the clearance from my doctor. If they tell me I'm fit and healthy, then of course, I will proceed. With Pfizer, I've been reading also a lot of literature about it, and what I've seen is compared to other vaccines, Pfizer is very good. So I will also volunteer to be vaccinated if Pfizer comes in. So either Pfizer or AstraZeneca, whichever comes in first here in San Juan. Once my doctors clear me, then yes, I will be the first here in the city to get vaccinated, so as to be an example to everyone. Alam niyo, pag si Mayor matakot, ibig sabihin may problema yung bakuna. Pero pag si Mayor unang magpabakuna, that means we're all good to go. So I have volunteered to be the first to be vaccinated here in San Juan. And in fact, we are now doing an education and information drive to educate our constituents regarding the vaccines.
So Mayor, because when you have a vaccine, usually it is either annually or every 2 years. And we do not know when this COVID-19 pandemic will end.
Correct.
Are you in this for the long haul? I mean, will you supply San Juaneños not only on the first year but also on the second year of vaccines to be able to sustain this potential herd immunity within your city?
Yes, we can continue to allocate funding for this. In fact, late last year, we passed City Ordinance number 75 series of 2020, appropriating 50 million pesos for the procurement of vaccines. So this is the fund that we used with our contract with AstraZeneca. In fact, we were able to already procure 100,000 doses without necessarily finishing the entire 50 million pesos. And this is also separate from the allocation that will be given to us by the national government. So that means we still have enough funds. And if we need to sustain this to the coming years, then we will continue to appropriate for this. We can always set aside a necessary fund just for COVID-19 vaccination.
So, Mayor, I have to ask you this question, no? Because Sinovac has been an issue in terms of pricing, in terms of efficacy over the past week. Let us say Sinovac vaccines approved by the FDA are distributed by the national government ahead of Pfizer and AstraZeneca. Will San Juan accept them, and will you immunize your constituents with the Chinese vaccine?
Now, first of all, I don't want to discriminate any vaccine. I've been reading a lot of literature also about the other vaccines, and I would believe that the national government will not allow any local government to receive a vaccine that is not safe for people. But I guess one of the advantages we have here in San Juan is that we will have a choice because we have our own LGU procured AstraZeneca vaccine. If the national government will allocate for us, then at the end of the day, we still have a choice. We are informed that AstraZeneca will also deploy in the next few months. So we're just basically waiting. But like what I've said earlier, just a few nights ago, Secretary Galvez himself informed us, Metro Manila mayors, that it is highly possible that Pfizer will be the vaccine that will be allocated to us here in Metro Manila.
Thank you so much for joining us on The Final Word. And it looks like San Juan is ready for its vaccination program. San Juan City Mayor Francis Zamora.